Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself staring at the clock, wondering where the time went? Or maybe you've looked back at the last year and realized you were so busy worrying, rushing, or regretting that you forgot to actually live. I'm 80 years old, and let me tell you, I've seen this pattern play out time and time again. People waste their lives, caught up in things that don't matter, and by the time they figure it out, it's too late. But here's the thing, your life doesn't have to be this way. Today, I'll share 3 timeless lessons that I've learned the hard way. These are not just philosophies. They're truths backed by decades of experience and some of the wisest minds, like the Stoics. Now let me give you a little teaser. The 3rd lesson we'll talk about is the most powerful. If you can master it, it'll completely change how you see your days, your moments, and even your purpose. So grab a pen, save this video, and let's make sure you don't waste another precious second of your life. You see, when you've been around as long as I have, you start to notice patterns. People spend their lives in 3 modes: stuck in the past, paralyzed by the future, or completely ignoring the present. And the tragedy? They don't even realize they're doing it. But I'm here to show you another way. There's an old saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. It might sound simple, but I promise you, it's profound. If you can truly internalize this, you'll stop wasting your life on things that don't matter. In today's video, we'll break this idea down into 3 parts: learning from the past, letting go of anxiety about the future, and most importantly, learning to treasure the present. And don't worry, it's not going to be all philosophical. I'll share practical, actionable advice that you can start using today. One of the greatest mistakes people make is living in the rearview mirror. They replay their failures, regrets, or even their glory days over and over again. But here's the truth. The past is like a book you've already read. You can learn from it, sure, but you can't rewrite it. I remember a friend of mine, Jim. He spent decades regretting a business deal that went south. Every time we'd meet, he'd bring it up, what he could have done differently, how he was betrayed. But here's what Jim didn't realize. His obsession with the past was robbing him of his future. The Stoics believed this too. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them." The past only has power over you if you let it. So here's my advice. Reflect, learn, and then let it go. Don't let the shadows of yesterday block the sunlight of today. Now let's talk about the future. How many sleepless nights have you spent worrying about things that never even happened? Plans that fell apart, fears that turned out to be baseless? There's a story I heard once about a man who carried 2 bags everywhere he went. One bag was filled with his past, his mistakes, regrets, and shame. The other was stuffed with his fears of the future. And you know what? He was so weighed down that he couldn't enjoy the present. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, said it best. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. The future will always be uncertain, but that's not a bad thing. It's a reminder to prepare where you can and to accept where you can't. Worrying about the unknown doesn't make you prepared. It just makes you exhausted. Now here's the heart of it all. The present moment is the only thing you truly own. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Just this moment, right now. But most people don't treat today like a gift. They rush through it, filling it with distractions, or worse, they wish it away. I've seen people waste decades waiting for the right time to start living. The right time doesn't exist. The time is now. Let me tell you about my mornings. Every day I sit with my coffee and watch the sunrise. It's not a big event. It's not a photo for Instagram. But those few moments remind me of what's real. The warmth of the sun on my face, the sound of birds, the smell of fresh air. That's life. Seneca once said, "While we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away." So here's what I suggest. Take a deep breath, feel the ground beneath your feet, and ask yourself, what can I do today to make it count? You don't need to climb a mountain or solve world hunger. Sometimes living fully means calling a friend, hugging your spouse, or simply savoring your dinner. As we wrap this up, let me leave you with this. Life is a fleeting thing. Every second you spend stuck in the past or worrying about the future is a second you've stolen from today. But the good news? You can make a change right now. You can let go of the burdens of yesterday and the fears of tomorrow and start living in the moment. Trust me, it's worth it. If this message resonated with you, share one thing you'll do today to live fully in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and learn from your experiences. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join me for more wisdom, life lessons, and stories from the heart. Let's make every day count together.